Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I am Rathnakumar. I'm a blogger, product manager, and an entrepreneur. I actually have a couple of videos that I wanted to post. I had done shooting the video. I'm in between editing it, but suddenly I felt this has to be a mandate video before 2021 starts because it's high. It's just a few hours away. It's literally like 11 o'clock right now, and it's not 31st, it's 30th, but still it's 11 o'clock, so I hardly have a day to finish up, completing this video, edit it, and then upload it. But hopefully I would do it before we get on with my old stories. Why I wanted to do this video is, have been doing a lot of productive things over the last few years. Had been following a pretty rigid discipline over the last few years, but as you grow, a new year doesn't mean your life changes drastically, but it's just a little ounce of new hope, a little ounce of freshness to whatever happens in our life that adds a little more flavor to us. That's exactly why we all get excited about a new year. And I don't have to tell how excited people were when 2020 was starting. It didn't turn out to be the way it would, everybody would have wanted it. Everybody would have definitely wanted a lot more from 2020. We all got stuck between four walls. Some were more comfortable, some were not, and it hasn't been a great journey if you look at the whole year as such. But it has definitely evolved, or made people get evolved to be a better individual and work with limitations. If you ask me how I used to work in early 2020s, Jan, Feb, it is completely different from how I work in my Novembers and Decembers, because things has dramatically changed. That's what human beings are. We evolve, we get pushed against a corner, and then we tend to really work with whatever limited resources that we have and evolve to be a better individual. That's what everybody is. So keeping that all those gyans away, let's get on to the video. Today we're going to look at the things that I want to implement in my 2021. So this is completely my personal choices. So everybody has a wide variety of things that they want to do on every year. But these are the 5 top things that I would want to implement into my 2021. Let's see them now. Number 1, be yourself. And it's not a gyan. So when I say be yourself, I meant to say that it doesn't matter, you don't have to strive to be someone completely different, someone to be an outlier. It is completely fine to be like everybody else. In a lot of ways, we do a lot of things like everybody else. I do a lot of things like everybody else. Yes, there are similarities, yes, there are differences, but you don't have to project yourself in a way that, oh, I have to be different from everybody else to be extremely successful. Definitely not. Every individual is different. Every individual is unique, not because they do completely different things, no, but rather they do similar things that few people do, and they are completely different from what the same person does. And we do some things the other people do. I have a few habits that my dad has, I have a few habits my friends has, I have a few habits that are just prone to myself, which makes me unique, because I'm a combination of a lot of habits that a lot of people whom I know has. So it makes me unique. At the same time, it is nothing but a collective of habits that people around me have. So it is nothing to be distinct, or it's nothing to be felt like I'm an outlier. So the first goal is to be yourself and love yourself. Number 2, let go of things. Yes, it's a little philosophical. When things are not under your control, it's better to just let go. I think that is something that I'm going to carry with me this year. There are a lot of things that I had taken really personally where I couldn't control it at all. There are things that I had no clue about, where I knew I cannot control end to end of this specific decision, but I still strive really hard to just uh, blame it on myself, put it on me that I have it to be, I want it to be worked the way I want it to be done, and blame it on myself. I think that's something I'm going to stop doing. If something is completely out of my control, I'm just going to leave the rope and see how it really turns out to be, and learn the lesson, because end of all, it's completely out of my control. It doesn't matter if I really push hard and blame myself for whatever happened, rather than just stay a little back, look at it, observe it, learn from it, and move on to the next one. So that's my choice number 2. Learn to let go of things. Number 3, it's okay to be hurt. I think that's another emotion which is very close to anybody. We do tend to get hurt by a lot of things, and a lot of people for that matter. But when you get hurt, it only makes you stronger. Okay, I had really went through really bad phases in my life where I had to really come back from really dreadful situations. Not everything is a purple patch. Not every time you're going to be like really successful with things, come on top and everything that you're doing, but rather you'll fail, you'll feel hurt by situations, by people, by decisions, by emotions. So it is fine to be hurt, because at the end of it, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll become a better individual because you are able to survive through the phase. And that's something I had personally learned, and that's something I'm going to hold tight to my chest when it comes to 2021, because we all we all did a lot of such things over 2020 as well. So that's my next thing to carry forward to 2021. It's okay to be hurt, because at the end of it, you're going to become a better individual. Number 4, listen to everything around you. When I say listen to everything around you, I'm not just speaking about people. I'm not talking about friends and family, but to every small thing. Listen to what's happening around you. Have a proper awareness of what people are about, to what's happening around the world. It's completely fine to have a few hours spent on television to understand what's really happening around the world. What is happening in India, what's happening in US, what's happening in Pennsylvania, what's happening in Somalia. So it is a problem with a lot of people, where we are very micro focused. We want to know what's happening in our family, we want to know what's happening in our surrounding, we want to know what's happening in our own small social circle, but we don't have a bird's eye view or a macro vision on what's really happening around the world. We are confined into a small bubble, that we don't really worry much about what's happening across the world. I think this year, that is something that I want to change about myself, because I had been one of those people who is like that. To me, I have a small social circle, small family circle. I'm very closely attached to them, and I generally don't really have that broader mindset to understand what's really happening across the world. But that's something that I want to change about myself, and give and focus really more when it comes to 2021. So that's my next thing. Have a wider view and listen to everything that's happening around you. Number 5, own your own story. And I'm not talking about some random things here, but rather, this is something that I even for a start, I spoke about in the starting of this video, because every year we tend to be a little more fresh about things, because it just, a new year really adds a little more spice to our life, a little more flavor to things that we want to do. We all feel that extra freshness and extra enthusiasm, because there's a new year coming, there's a new turnaround. But that's something that I'm looking forward to, because at the end of the year, there are certain goals that I want to achieve. There are certain rituals that I want to follow. There are certain milestones in my life that I want to cross. So that is something that I'm focusing on. So I write my own story. I work towards what I want to be in the next 12 months. So that's something that I would like everybody to do, where set up your own goal for the year, set up your own vision, what you want to become by the end of the year, or by the end of 5 years, and then start working towards it, saying, okay, I want to be something in 3 years. I want to be something in 5 years. What I want to be by the end of the year, so that I can reach wherever I want to be in 5 years, in 3 years, in 1 year, in 2 months, in 10 days. So that's exactly how you write your own story, and that's going to be my biggest goal for the year. To be able to own my own story and write it for myself. Oh, we are done with the top five that I have prepared, but this is something that I kept for the last because I didn't want it to be something associated with 2021, or goals or vision that I have for the year, but rather something that I would like everybody to respect and carry forward with them, which is, it is completely fine not to be ashamed in showing your emotions. It could be happiness, sadness, empathy. You can cry to people if you have to, but that's something that I think everybody has to be doing, including me, because I am somebody who keeps emotion very close to my chest. I'm not somebody who's very expressive about my emotions to people, but that's something that has to change about every individual being where we are right now, confined in four walls, where we keep all our emotions tied to ourselves. I think that is something, the biggest lesson that I learned out of 2020, which is, it is fine to have a set of people whom we can be ourselves, be transparent, being able to tell what we feel. I think that is the biggest carry forward from 2020, and I would like everybody to be able to do that. So it's completely fine to be showing your emotions. Please feel free to be transparent about it. And if somebody wants to get in touch with me to share your emotions, you definitely can. You just have to reach out to me on my email address or one of my social media accounts, and you can reach out to me. I'm open to it. So that's how I'm looking at 2021 to be, and that's the biggest change that I want to bring to my life, to be able to be transparent and be approachable to everybody. So we're at the end of video. We're at the end of 2020. Happy New Year to everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe to this channel. It means a lot to me. Until I see you in my next video, have a great day. Have a great year. Happy 2021. Happy New Year. Thank you.